everyone, welcome to Inside Hollywood with Jazzie Belle. I am so excited for my episode today. As you know, I interviewed some of the movers and shakers in Hollywood that's doing their thing. So today is no exception. We have actress, writer, director, Yolonda Ross is in the building. Hi, Yolonda.
Hi, Jazzie.
We up in here. Listen, like I said, I love interviewing people like yourself that's been in the game, that's not new to this, but is true to this. And what I really want to touch on with this episode is just to talk about your lengthy career and how you've been in the game for as long as you've been doing this. So, I mean, with no further ado, coming from
it's been a while.
Nebraska.
Big O.
I don't think I've ever met anyone from Omaha. So just talk to me. How was it just coming up in Nebraska?
It was nice. I mean, it's a nice place to grow up. It's quiet. It was like suburbs and pretty much when I was little, there was kind of like where we grew up, there was nothing around us. So it was like kind of pre-suburbs. Yeah, it's like, you move from like being in the city to further out and there's like absolutely nobody around, nothing around. So it leaves a lot to the imagination.
Mm-hmm. Now,
but it was nice.
But what made you go from Nebraska to eventually moving to New York? At what age did that happen for you and why?
Right out of school, right out of high school. Well, I mean, I've always been a creative person and I didn't know I was going to act, but I was in the fashion business. That's what I went to school for, fashion business. So it was like, there wasn't a lot to do here, in the arts, I would say. So I knew I needed to go somewhere else so that I could, just kind of figure out what I wanted to do and grow, see things, do things, things that I knew weren't happening, here at home.
Okay, so it was the fashion sense that first got you up out of the Midwest that took you to New York. And it makes sense. New York is like the capital when it comes to like fashion. They got the FIT.
Capital for a lot.
Yes, for a lot. Now, was that where you were trying to go? Was it FIT? Where were you trying to go?
Well, you know what? I didn't even know of FIT. I didn't even know FIT when I moved there. It was this school called Toby Coburn. So it was like a 2-year college. And I was like, let me just get there and I'll figure out the rest once I'm there and, and just, literally work and learn, because I feel if you can, you can learn basics, but then each company is different, each group of people you're working with is different. So getting there and actually doing, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. So, I mean, thank God the trajectory of your career changed for you to act. Not to say that you wouldn't have killed it in the fashion game. However, we're blessed to have you on our big screens and small screen doing your thing. So when did you tap into your creative side as it pertains to acting?
That was, I was buying and managing a store at the time in Soho, the store called Nana. And, I was kind of bored with the business. And, you're just trying to figure out what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I got a job, but what am I going to do? One of the girls that I worked with, she did background work on SNL. And one weekend she was sick. So I was like, well, hey, could I fill in, and they let me, because I'm like, it's a body. It's, it's not rocket science. So, they let me, and then they kept hiring me, and then I got my union card. I then got an agent, and then my first audition was New York Undercover. So it was just sort of like, late 90s or so. That's when I was doing that, and I booked New York Undercover, and that was the first time I really felt something when working on the audition for it, where it sparked something in me. And it was like, oh, I'm using parts of me that I hadn't used before, and I'm learning things. So that was very exciting. But then it was like 4 years later until I got my next one. So, just to say, things don't happen overnight. that's very real. And the company I was working for at the time, they decided to close up in New York, and they gave a good severance package. So I was like, let me take this as a sign to try this thing for real. And I did, and stuck with it. And I got Stranger Inside, the HBO movie, which really solidified I'm acting now.
The fuck you talking about? You see I'm trying to tell you something here? I've been waiting a long time for this. My whole damn life I've been waiting to find you. And they telling me I'm crazy for liking it in here, for trying to get over here next to you. But see, fuck all that. This is all I know, you know what I'm saying? I'm up in this motherfucker because of you. My flesh and blood.
And during that time, because like you said, you kind of fell into it doing background work because of your friend that, unfortunately got sick.
Right.
Were you taking classes during that time to be able to?
No, I didn't. No, it wasn't a class situation. Again, it was one of those things you work and learn. I mean, I feel like, seriously, when I think about the whole thing, now that I am acting and emotions are a big part of what we do, they are everything that we do. It's like I've always been interested in how human behavior, actions, reactions, why we do things. There's always a why. I've always paid attention to people, even if I didn't like them, or their behavior. It's like, why did they do this? How did they do that? And it's almost like I soak it all up, and it stays, it stays in me. So I find human behavior very interesting and always have, and I utilize that in my work. And I really just feel like the whole thing, I float in life. I just kind of go where the wind blows me. And I think it's supposed to be that way so that I pay attention to all things and I get led. Like, I don't think any of this is by chance. I didn't know it when I left home that this was what I was supposed to be doing, but it is what I'm supposed to be doing.
You stumbled on your destiny. How beautiful is that? I mean, basically what you describe is that you're a natural at the end of the day. You are a natural. And one thing I know about acting,
Gifted.
In classes.
Gifted. I'm blessed with gifts.
There you go. Blessed. Absolutely. And it's just going to acting classes and interviewing people like yourself. They always say it's not about acting. Acting is reacting. So like you said, just being an observer and watching people.
And listening. Because that's, I remember I did audit a class because people tell you do this, do that, and you do it. And it's like, I went and audited a class and it was like, it's like, okay, wait, so they're doing what? And it was two people like saying, your eyes are blue. My eyes are blue. They were going back and forth. And from the outside, you're just like, and then you look at your friend like, your eyes are blue. It's just like, okay, wait, that's not for me. I can't stand up on that stage, have these people watch me and like then critique me later. It's like, no, thank you. But in saying that now and knowing that you need to listen, because me saying my eyes are blue or your eyes are blue can be two different things just by the way I say it. So it's like you learn.
Just by living life. So just to be clear, because I'm very intrigued by this, because just being a fan of your work and watching you in awe, so you've never, is no classically trained thing with you? You never really taken classes or had like, after a while, just being in Hollywood for so long, you haven't tapped into just having like an acting coach, a consistent?
No, it's like I've had a coach, for auditions, like early on, when I would go for big things and, you're new, you want to make sure you're doing things right. Because auditioning is a whole different thing than acting. It's the two different things. So that's the thing. It's like, you want to book the part, you're nervous about it, And I have had people, I've had coaches help me with auditions because it's calming me. And, kind of like walking you through it and talking you through it and talking to you about what you're saying and what you're doing, that stuff. Classes, no, but
Mm,
like for auditions. Yeah.
nice. Can we talk about some of your notable work? Can we go down a quick little list? I mean, it's lengthy, so I just want to touch on some of the ones that I
What do
love.
you like? What do you like?
First, I mean, you know what I love? You're real. You're real blew me
Oh,
away.
that
I,
like my real.
I realize I don't know as much as I thought I knew
Mm.
by watching
Well,
Real. So,
you know what I heard? Like John Sayles, who did Go for Sisters, he wrote that and directed it, and he wanted me and Lisa Gay Hamilton, and I was like, that's like, wow, okay, thank you. But he literally said to me, he's like, going over my resume as well, he's like, I didn't realize I know you. I know you from a bunch of things, but didn't realize I knew you.
yeah.
So to say that I disappear, that's a huge compliment.
Well, when it comes to Antwone Fisher, can we get
Okay. Okay.
Why? Wait, no. Okay, I know it's quick and but it was still impactful.
Well,
Like,
no, but it's
tell me
not
why you
even
say
that.
okay.
It's like that is one of the ones people literally know me from.
Selling shit, just keep on walking. Oh my God, is that you, Antwone? Come here, baby.
Don't touch me. Yeah, it's me. I'm all grown up. I'd like to speak to Miss Tate.
Well, you want to come in?
No. Would you like to get her?
And it's like, they see you in the street. Oh, I hate you, but I like you as Jayda. It's like, hey, I'm not molesting kids. It's a part. It's a job. It's a great job, because that was also Denzel's first movie directing. So yeah, I was really thankful to be in that. And I almost didn't do it because I read that script and I was like, and that was early on. So I think I'd only done Stranger Inside and an episode of 24. And
Mm,
then this came up while I was shooting 24. And I was like, yeah, I told my agent I can't do it. It's like that's what she does. I can't do that.
mm,
And then he was like, just read it again because it's Denzel and da 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 da. I read it again, and then I saw that all the stuff she was doing was off camera because I literally was thinking, this is all going to be seen. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm good. I can do this. So yeah, it's there, and yeah, it's funny because I also something that happened with that was there's a point in that movie where she bends down, like squats down to the child's height and says, give me some sugar, and I turn my mouth,
mm.
and this is like, I'm acting. So it was like Denzel was like, no, you can't, we're trying to keep a PG movie, you can't, we can't do that, because like kissing a child on the mouth, like that would have been, I guess for ratings, but you learn.
Yeah. What else did you learn? And just talk to me about the experience being directed by the Denzel Washington, and that was his directorial debut, correct?
Yeah, it
Being
was.
part of that. Wow.
I mean, it was, you wouldn't have known. I don't know what, when somebody knows what they're doing, they just know what they're doing. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? It was like, he was so at ease with everything, very clear with everything. He knew what he wanted. The actual Antwone was there as well, which I didn't know as we were shooting, but I, met him later. And it just sort of, it really made me feel that, and after also working with Angela Bassett, actor, director, I feel like actors are some of the best directors out there. I just feel like we have, we have ease, we understand what actors have to go through to get to a certain emotion.
Mhm.
It's not like you just do like certain, these emotional acrobatics and just get from this to that like that. It's like
Yeah.
things take something, it takes thought, it takes you getting this whole instrument in tune to like get there, so they know how to talk to actors, and and I feel like women especially pay attention to details, I think,
Ooh.
guys miss sometimes, so I'm just saying.
I've been
Yeah.
getting that a lot when it comes to female directors. A lot of men and women say the same thing. It's like it's just something different, and we love it. Also, with actors being directors, they know once they got the shot, they ain't gonna keep telling you, "Let me get another one. Let me do this." So I
also don't think we talk us to death, because that's another thing, especially, with first-time directors, a lot of times that, they want something, but either don't know how to get it or don't trust us to do our jobs. When we have our jobs, like you hired us for a reason, you didn't hire that person, you hired us. So we're here to kill it for you, So all you have to really do is just sort of, guide us, not over talk an emotion, over talk a thought, which takes up time, which takes up our energy. Yeah.
Well, you did mention Angela Bassett, and she did direct the Lifetime
Yes.
film Whitney. We love that. We love that film. You played the Robyn Crawford,
did.
a longtime friend of Whitney Houston. Talk to me. How was that for you, and how did that fall into your lap?
Yeah, I mean, literally, I was in New York, got a call for, self-tape. And it was like literally my mom and my sister were in town visiting, and we just did the tape. And then next thing I knew, I had the job. So it was like, boom, boom. It was that quick. And I was so excited to do, well, first off is Whitney, but then also, I grew up on like those Sunday, evening movies. So those, what do you call them? Movies of the week. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be in one of those. I was really excited because, they're a little campy, but then they're also real. They're dramatic. They're all these things. But they're set off, by themselves. So I was psyched to be in it. And, to work with, Angela was amazing. And to play Robyn as well, because it's like I knew of Robyn because I had a lot of friends in the music industry. So I knew who she was. I had never met her, but, I knew who she was and who she was with Whitney and everything.
Whitney! Come on, get up! And you cannot cancel any more shows. Come on, Nippy. You need to end this. You need to leave Bobby.
I don't want to talk about this.
Look, I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but he's not right for you. End it before it destroys you both. Listen, you get back on tour. By the time you get back here, I will make sure he's out of your house.
How was it with the character development with her, or with that character? Were you able to speak with her prior, or did you speak to her after? Did she tell you?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing?
No, at the time, there was literally nothing on her online. There was like one thing from the UK, like one interview, like short, like thing, which was part of a Whitney, documentary. So there was nothing on her to find, because even just to hear how she sounded, that kind of thing. And I did reach out to her, and, there was no response. So, I left it alone and just played love, unconditional love is what it is. So that's what it was.
Okay, well, you did reach out. I mean, you did your part.
That's all I can do.
Was that before? It was before, obviously. Before acting in that particular role, you reached out to her before.
Oh, yeah. Once I knew I had it, and then, before we shot it. Yeah.
And it's funny because now you see how she came out with the book, and now she's doing interviews.
Yeah, so now I can totally hear her and see her and mannerisms and just, all that stuff. That's really what I wanted to know, because, it's Lifetime, and there's certain things you can and can't do, say or not say, that aren't in the script and all that. So you just have to, do what's on the page, but be true to it.
Well, after seeing her interviews and after, her going on this press run, your mannerisms, I mean, it was like spot on without you even knowing it. So kudos to you because it wasn't much, out there for you to work with. So
Thank you.
no, I think, don't you agree? Like now that you saw her, you like, I think I was on point.
Yeah, tried to be. Yeah. But yeah.
I think she loved it. Another one that I want to talk about is How to Get Away with Murder with the Viola Davis, darling.
Yeah.
Oh, I just said this. I just said Angela Bassett. Like you are really side by side with some of the greats, and that says a lot about your work. I mean, but we're gonna get more into that. But talk to me about How to Get Away with Murder, Claudine, and working with Viola.
Yeah, I mean, it was just fun, because I mean, we had known each other already for a while. We were both like, she was also in Antwone Fisher. She's Antwone's actual mother in that movie. We didn't get to meet each other while filming, but we did meet like later on. And we did a movie called Lila and Eve with her and Jennifer Lopez. And this came not that long after that. So it was just sort of like, hey, it was just fun, to get to do that and just play up, and I mean, that happened because of her. So
really, she pulled you in on that.
Yeah, I mean, that's Viola. I mean, and then Claudia came back like the next season, and she had like this kind of positive, ending to her character. So that was great. It's great getting to do that.
What, you trying to keep it tight for a conjugal? Or you just afraid of needing to drop the kids off at the pool? Look, you gonna pee, drop a deuce, get your period, have sex in front of us. Sooner you get over it, the better.
Now there's one film, like I said, I was very impressed by your reel, and just like your people said, I know you, I didn't know I knew you. I had to be like, oh, that was her, and that, totally get that. Woman Inside. I really.
Oh, woman outside?
It's a Woman Outside. I'm sorry.
Yeah, is that the homeless woman?
Yes. I need to see that. I haven't seen it, but just based.
I think it's online. It's a short.
Okay.
That was an AFI student, and I put it on my reel because I loved the character. I loved that character is nothing like any of the other characters, on my reel, and that was pretty much the hardest work I've ever done. Being somebody whose thoughts are not together and they're coming out, and just it's like your mind is in one place and your body's in another. That's really hard. That's really hard. And it's sort of being helpless in your own way. I don't know, it's hard. It makes me very sad when I watch that.
How was it doing it? Because from what I hear with a lot of the actors, when they drop into a character like that, where they go into that very dark place, sometimes it's either hard to get out or they have to do things to get out of it. What was that experience like for you playing this character and going to that dark place?
It was hard. Because the part was so good, I really wanted to do it, but at the same time, I actually didn't want to do it. Like, I didn't feel like going through that mentally. And if it, it was a short shorter amount of time that I had to be in that body. So that's one thing. There was one point, because we shot that downtown LA, and there was a woman that the director had watched, for a while, to write this. And I was before we were doing the bus stuff, we were just sort of sitting off the side of the street, and they were setting up the shot and stuff, and I was just sort of sitting there on a fire hydrant, and this white woman from, it was a couple that had passed me, and then they came back and gave me some money, and I was like, because I wasn't there at the moment. So when this, money was put into my hand, I looked at it and I was just sort of like, I didn't know what to say, and then, one of the crew members like explained that we were shooting and stuff, and and I gave the lady back her money, but it was just like, wow, I was actually very happy that people were nice in that way, because I mean, it's also LA. It's not like in New York where you got people on the street. So that's another thing. Yeah, so I mean, it was a weird feeling. It was a weird feeling, but it also, it is it's kind of a sad, sort of isolating feeling. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm thankful for what I have in life and everything. I do feel for the people that, the homeless, because there's a lot. There's a lot in LA.
Well, I'm going to be looking for that. You said it's online.
Yeah,
I
it's online.
went inside, but you said it's
Outside.
outside. I'm going to do that. Y'all go check it out and find it with me, okay? Let's talk about the Shy. Jayda, I know! And you play the mom. Is this like a dream role for you? I mean, like, the people love you. It's always like on Black Twitter or social media. Like, what's going on? What is she doing this week?
I was so ready for the Shy this year. So ready, with the pandemic and everything. And it's just like, okay, we need something. So I was really glad for all of us that it was there to come out early and be there for us to like kind of, have something to look forward to. Yeah, I mean, the Shy is great. People are great. It's fun. I get to be in Chicago, which I had never been in, until I got the job. And it's, everybody's like family pretty much.
Y'all have great rapport, it seems like, with each other. Talk to me about another one, Lena Wade, and getting that role. How did this fall in your lap? This iconic role is Jayda on The Shy that we love to watch every Sunday, darling.
Well, let's just say this. I do feel it was meant to be. I had actually auditioned for this part. Let's say I auditioned for it at the beginning of the year. Let's say that. Didn't hear anything. I do know when I was reading it, I was like, wow, these words just roll off the tongue. So I know this woman. Like, this woman is my sister. She's me. She's all these women I know. We think this way. We talk this way. I didn't get the part. Didn't get the part. So I was like, as an actor, you just keep on going. And that particular year, there were 2 parts that I, auditioned for in the year that I thought were good. 2 out of the whole year. And this was one, and this movie was the other. There was a movie that I was up for that I didn't get. And luckily I didn't, because The Shy came back around at the end of the year, because they had cast a whole different crew of people, and recast the whole show again. And in that second round, like right before Christmas, I got the part again to read and put on tape. And I was like, wait, didn't I do this already? And they were like, yeah, but they're redoing it. So, I did the same thing, sent it in. Next thing, I was going to LA and at the network, reading for network. And that's where I met Jacob. And it was like actually Jacob and I think played maybe 3 other guys, but I knew Jacob. He was it. Yeah.
And you were it.
Well, actually I was, because nobody else was there. So I was the only one.
Goes to show what's for you is meant for you. And
that's what I feel.
Work, and you didn't get it initially, and it came back around because, again, what's for you is for you. So that's amazing. Yeah. That's an amazing story. Now, I do want to play this little game with you that I like to call my Confessional Hour.
Oh, no. Is it something I can mess up on?
No. But here's the thing. It's just because we talked about your career. But even before I get to the Confessional Hour, I do, because you've played these various roles where I don't know if that's strategic on your part, where it's like, I don't want to just be the sister girl. I just don't want to be the homeless person, or I don't want to. And that's why I say with your reel, I'm so impressed by the various roles that you play. I'm sure that wasn't easy for you. So do you have a story as far as like a journey in Hollywood that you had to overcome that's been the biggest obstacle for you that you can share?
I can't say. I mean, I still feel like I'm underused. I feel like I still have not gotten to do half of what I am capable of.
Mm-hmm.
So, more or less that'll probably be me writing and directing my own stuff, because I feel as part of Hollywood, they kind of want you to be in that same place. They don't kind of think outside of their boxes. And, I am lucky that I am one of those people that people actually know personally. So they know to bring me in for other things, because they know I'm not that character. I'm not that character. I'm none of them, so I can do other things. Yeah, I mean, I guess my own personality has kept me from being, pigeonholed.
Mm-hmm. And I
But
know
there's still a lot that I can do.
there's so much more that you can do. I got that. So as far as like being a Black woman in Hollywood though, like, do you feel, because a lot of people feel like we have overcome and done so much, from writing to directing, to creating, like Lena and Ava.
Yeah, but there's a whole bunch of people that can do stuff. We have not overcome.
Yeah,
We've come
yeah.
up to the table, a few of us, but there's so many of us that can do a lot that are still not, in that place yet.
What needs to happen to get to that place, you think?
I mean, I don't know. It's the gatekeepers. It's the decision makers.
Mm-hmm.
It is not us. Like, we can be in places that can, you know, that can get things to a point,
Mm-hmm.
but we are not running studios, or networks,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. I mean, Oprah has OWN, but
Mm-hmm.
that's one.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many out there, and also supporting ourselves, because I mean,
Talk
we
about it.
talk about, yeah, well, I mean, it's like we support to a point. We support certain people, but there's a lot of us out here that can do a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say, when I think about this business, it's run on fear and extreme narcissism. So
Mm-hmm.
you got both of these things happening at the same time, and they could be in the same person. So when it comes to then helping others, it doesn't quite come the way it probably should if you were actually really helping. I mean, because things sound good a lot of times, but they aren't actually happening, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So, that's just truth. That's just truth. Hollywood is a lot of make believe,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I mean, yeah, if we actually supported each other more, like fully,
Mm-hmm.
and it's taking the projects all the way to the end. We need to be in distribution. We need to be at that other end to get it out and make sure everywhere in between that it's done right. Because half of the problem, as far as like film anyway, no, we can't sell you guys over here, or Europe doesn't, there are Black people there's Swedish Black people, there's Black people everywhere.
Yeah.
you know I went to Europe last year for Cannes, and I was in London and France, and it's just like, they know the Shy, they know me, and it's like, okay, wow, all of y'all really,
Mm-hmm.
where people are stopping me on the street. So it's like, you're not going to tell me that we're not going to sell there,
Mm-hmm.
because they're trying to be us. So it's just a lot of lip service, and it's like laziness, I
Mm-hmm.
feel.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, if you have to actually care about these markets and actually want to do the job, because it is a job to
Yeah.
sell us, because there is going to be so much resistance everywhere, because people only know, like, say, maybe 3 or 4 versions of us,
Mm-hmm.
when we have just as many versions of us as white people do. white actors. So, until people see us in all these different ways, it's going to be an uphill battle, always.
Okay, now who was it for you that was on the big screen or the small screen that made you say, I can do this, that inspired you?
That's kind of hard because I wasn't ever thinking about acting.
I know.
So,
crazy to learn that about you. It was just like,
yeah. So it wasn't like I was looking at people like, oh, I can do that. But I will say this, because I just did a documentary is good. Oh, I was part of a documentary that's coming out, and they asked about certain women, and Cicely Tyson was one of them. That for me, being a young brown girl and seeing her on television and in movies and stuff, it's like you don't really understand how films are made or why people are doing things. But I just kept thinking when I would see her, is like, she's got to be really good. She's got to be important because she's not all like, she looks like me. She's brown. She's not light, light. She's not like all dressed up and dialed up and da 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 da, super made up. She's not in a fancy dress. She is eloquent. She speaks well. She is dignified, but also what she's putting out there is serious. And it makes you pay attention. And I feel like that is what I took, and that is in me. That's what I want people to feel when they see me on screen, that I'm being truthful, as far as whatever the emotion, whoever the character is, and that I represent us well.
Yeah. Speaking of Cicely Tyson, I know you haven't worked with her yet. Is there?
Well, she was in How to Get Away with Murder with us.
Okay.
I had one scene. Well, like we were in the same scene, but we didn't,
Yeah. Deal with each. Okay. Any dream collaborations that you would love to be in the scene with, working together, killing it side by side, rocking it out? Who would that be? Dream collaboration.
I like Michaela. I don't know how to say her last name exactly. Cowell, I think it is. She created I May Destroy You.
Okay.
I think that would be an interesting collaboration.
Okay.
Also Maya Rudolph.
Favorite film and television? Which one? For both.
Wait, film or television?
What was your favorite film, and what was your favorite?
Oh, okay.
Because you know both. I like the actors that's like usually in the big screen. Like, what's your favorite film of all time? This is part of my confessional. So it's like, wow, I want to know both for her. What is her favorite film and favorite TV show?
This is hard. Can I give at least two?
Give it to me.
Okay. It's so bad because like I usually like a top 10, but
okay, deal. Top 10.
Top 10? Okay.
No,
okay.
not top 10. Not top 10.
Why not? Come on.
Top two.
Oh, damn. Okay, two. This is so hard. Okay, I do really, really love Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
Right. And
Party.
Damn. Okay, I'm gonna say three.
Okay.
Goodfellas and Gloria, the original one.
Oh, wait. I'm really intrigued by.
Wait, and then Superfly.
Oh, see, your top really does support your career, your resume. It's just kind of like it's all different.
Yeah, they are, but they're like they're worlds. That's the one thing I would say about them. I like to disappear into a world. If a movie is on and I want to, and you are the main character, and then I'm looking over here to see what's happening back there with those people. If you can do that and the world is interesting, like I think that's amazing. It really just sort of supports everything. It's like you want to get lost in the movie.
Mm.
That's what I really like.
My other question is with you, because you see a lot of these films that's coming out, whether it was Harriet, you see with Self-Made with Octavia Spencer, playing Madam C.J. Walker. Is there a historical figure, Black figure, that you would love to portray in a film? If so, who would it be?
Well, I thought I could have did Shirley Chisholm, but I guess not. Let me see.
Yo, that would have been dope.
Woulda, coulda. Anyway, let me see.
Wow, Shirley Chisholm.
No, I don't know. I could be Nefertiti. I could be
Wow.
Cleopatra.
On Queens.
Yeah, no, I actually could be Cleopatra. I gotta go.
You got cheekbones and all. You got it, sis. You got it.
I don't know. Like, that's a good question. I mean, that's a really good question. No, I'd have to think about it more.
So I suppose you went out for the Shirley Chisholm.
Nope.
No? Okay.
Knew of it, but it didn't come my way. So yeah, I guess I'm not big enough.
No way. How do you feel about that with your career that you have? Because I know, what's my girl
It's
name?
real. It's real. It's real.
Do you appreciate it? Because I felt like prior to her becoming Cookie, Taraji P. Henson, she said, she used to go to Trader Joe's or walk Whole Foods and walk through the aisles and being unbothered. And she kind of loved it until she became Cookie, and then she became a recognizable and noticeable face. And I'm sure she embraces that as well. How is that for you, kind of, doing everything that you've done, making a mark in Hollywood, proving your worth? Do you feel that you don't get the recognition that you deserve, or do you feel you are where you're supposed to be and you're okay with your stardom?
It's a mixed thing, because I mean, it's like, I know on one hand, I do feel like I'm in a place where I don't know where I'm supposed to be, because everything does feel like it is where it should be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know that there's a lot that I have to do.
Yeah.
And I know that when you do certain things, certain kinds of projects, they allow you to get to that point where you can do bigger and better things. So it's a mixed bag.
Do you feel like with Monique, where she's like, playing the game, do you feel like that's something that's real in Hollywood, where it's like, do I have to go to these parties? Do I have to shake hands and kiss babies? Because you don't come across as like that tight, whereas like you're going to be at
I'm a homebody.
Yeah, you got to give me that, Yolanda. Do you feel like that's something that people kind of expect from you or put pressure on you to do in Hollywood?
I don't know. I feel like everybody's different. I think there is a time where that thing is part of what you do. Like, when you're up for Oscars, when you're up for that kind of stuff, I mean, it's really a marathon. When it's award season and you have a movie that is up for things, it's a job. That's part of the job. It's, if you want it to happen, your face has got to be out there. You're out there supporting. That's part of what we do.
Yeah.
So, but the rest of the time, you can say no to things.
Yeah.
Or not do things. Looks like now we'll be Zooming things. So
at least we have to create
a little bit easier. It's like, let me cook dinner and go upstairs and get on Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, I do want to ask you about advice that you would give to young Black girls that's looking to get into this industry, that may feel like they, I don't know, struggling with their identity, or just feel like they're not enough. Like, what was some advice that you would give to them?
I would say, first off, like when you asked me about who was somebody I looked up to. It's like, like I said, I wasn't thinking about acting, but if you are somebody that is, look at TV, look at film, look at everything, look at things you don't know anything about, and learn about stuff, learn what you like, because it might be something you're not expecting. And from there, try and pinpoint or get it into words what it is you like about it. And do you see yourself in it, in these projects? What is it exactly that you feel you do that people want to see or people like? What is it that they would respond to when they see you? So it's like knowing yourself as a product, because that's what we are. We are products. Knowing what it is you're selling and knowing how it makes other people feel, so that you know how to, because you're always acting. You're always acting. Even if you're just being nice and hey and da-da-da, you're acting, because you're trying to get that job. You're trying to get to this person. You're trying to just get in a place where they know you. And they know, it's not like putting on a complete farce, but it's just sort of like, you want to come across to these people, whomever it is you're talking to, in a way that they want to know more about you. So know what it is you're selling, know who you are, know what you are, know what you want.
My last two questions for you, as it pertains to your career, who came to you with like the biggest compliment that shocked the hell out of you? It was like, oh my God, you know me?
Well, wait a minute. That's happened. Yeah, I still, I don't assume anybody knows me. So I always introduce myself as, hey, I'm Yolanda, da da da. Kelly Rowland. Like, I couldn't believe, I did Third Watch and, oh gosh, why am I spacing on her name? I can see her. Oh my gosh, who was in Third Watch? Nia Long.
Oh,
I was like, she knew me. Tisha Campbell. I'm just surprised when these people are like, their eyes get big and they're like, you, because they don't know my name necessarily, but they know the character. So that's huge to me. Oh, and okay, I'll just say this one, and it'll be the last one. But oh my gosh, why am I spacing? Oh, this is good. This is so bad. Because she does a thing, Alfred Woodard. Alfred Woodard has a Black women's thing, like she gets us together right before the Oscars every year. And I got an invite from her. I was being honored, and I was like, wait, how does she know who I am? It's like, it's like all these things. And to be a part of that, and to have Alfred reach out personally, and invite you, and then CCH Pounder, like, is the one that honored me. It's just like, and they start talking about you and what you've done, and you're in a group of women where everybody from film and television. It's like, wow. I was speechless, cried some more.
Come on now. I love that.
Seriously, I mean, it was wonderful. Oprah was there. I'm like, it's crazy.
So rewarding, well deserved. So when it's all said and done, Miss Yolonda Ross, how would you like to be remembered?
As being caring. And representing us well.
Nice. I love that. Well, thank you, Yolanda.
Thank you, Jazzie.
I appreciate it.